ill afford to lose her position. It paid little enough as it was. Every farthing she could scrimp went into the tin box kept hidden beneath a loose floorboard in her tiny flat. Every penny put her one step closer to achieving the dream of one day being a shop owner herself. For now, she must grit her teeth and oblige her employer by altering this bonnet, the very one Tessa herself had designed. It had a wide, chipped straw brim with a gentle puff of sky-blue satin at the crown. The matching ribbon that crisscrossed the straw was anchored in place by a delicate satin rosette. She had intended the stylish confection to frame the features of some lovely young lady. Instead, Lady Farnsworth, with her multiple chins, had cooed over the hat. The woman then had insisted on ruining its elegance with the addition of 3 huge bunches of pink rosebuds, and Madame had fawningly acquiesced. In one fell swoop, the bonnet had gone from being a work of art to just another overdone atrocity. Tessa's only consolation was being able to listen to the conversation as she half-heartedly stitched the silk flowers into place. "Carlin must be frightening away his governesses," Mrs. Luddington was saying. "Surely a man cannot spend so many years sailing around the world to remote lands without forgetting the finer points of proper behaviour. Heaven only knows what peculiar customs he might have acquired." "Nonsense! The Duke was raised a gentleman, even if he never expected to assume the title." Lady Farnsworth tried on another hat, this one of burgundy velvet adorned with a stuffed quail and faux autumn leaves. "As a widower, he is London's most eligible bachelor, and you cannot deny he cut quite a dash at the Sedgwicks' ball the other night by dancing with several of the young ladies." "But there has to be a reason for all the departures." Mrs. Luddington lowered her voice to a scandalized whisper. "Do you suppose he is making improper advances toward the governesses?" "When all of them have been brand-faced spinsters? Nay, I dare say it has to do with his daughter running untamed during Carlin's absence. Rumour has it that Lady Sophy terrorizes the ducal household. Her maternal grandparents raised her, and everyone knows what rattlepates the Norwoods are." "Well, the girl ought to have learned suitable behaviour by now. If she's still spoiled at 4 years, it must be nipped in the bud at once." "Carlin is in need of a wife to take matters in hand," Lady Farnsworth said in agreement. "My granddaughter will be making her bows in the spring, and it would be quite a plum for her to acquire a duchess's tiara." "Let us hope that Lady Sophie's manners improve in the interim." Mrs. Luddington examined a gold-fringed purple turban in the sunlight from the window. "The naughty child wants discipline, and swiftly. His Grace must seek a sterner character when he engages another governess." Tessa's fingers stilled in the act of tying off a thread. The sudden jolt of her heart caught her by surprise. The idea that leaped into her mind was utterly daft. She would have to be mad even to consider such a notion. Yet the words sizzled through her like a bolt of lightning. Another governess. The Duke of Carlin had been left in the lurch. He needed someone on short notice who could handle his disobedient daughter. Perhaps that someone could be Tessa herself. Living in a ducal household would place her at the centre of the aristocratic world. She'd be on a swifter path to acquiring the funds she needed to open her own shop. Partly due to the increase in salary, but also because she finally might find her father, the man whose name had always been a mystery to her. She touched the dainty oval shape beneath her bodice. The high-necked gown of grey kerseymere hid the gold pendant that was her most precious possession. In the 16 years since her dying mamma had placed it around Tessa's neck, never once had she removed it. Her fingers traced the small image engraved on the piece. The coat of arms belonged to a noble family, her father's family. But who was he? Since most of her waking hours were spent here at work, she'd had little opportunity to discover the answer. Tessa didn't dare ask anyone either. If she were to show it to any